everyone, my name is Americ from HappyCool and welcome to a brand new review for The Mentalist Season 6, Episode 21, titled Black Heart. Can you believe it, folks? 21 episodes, 21 reviews, we're still going strong, and guess what? We're gonna keep going strong because there is a Season 7 of The Mentalist, but I'll talk about that more at the end of this review. Now, back to what happened, and as you know, before we talk about what worked and what didn't work in this episode, let's talk about the story. In Black Heart, the team goes up against the human trafficker Ridley, and through a surgery trick, Patrick manages to have Ridley implicate himself, and boom, he got. In parallel, Lisbon finally accepts Pike's proposal, only to be met with another proposal of marriage, and so far still hasn't told Jane that she's leaving. More on that later. Now, what worked in this episode, I have to give it up to that scene where Cho and Lisbon are talking and are having a heart-to-heart, and Cho was all like, I owe everything I am to you kind of moment. I was so like choked up. It was so cool. I love that moment. I even loved it more because at the end of it, after they're all hugging it out and it's super emotional, Cho is like, they have Chinese for lunch. Classic Cho. It was so cool to watch this. It also made me like miss the whole CBI, the old CBI with Rigsby and Cho and Van Pelt, the whole originals, you know, the original 5 people, the original 5. I missed them. That surgery trick was awesome. I mean, I did not see it coming. I was like, what are they trying to do? I wasn't sure where they were going with this, but my God, they got him. And they got him good. I was like, bravo, that's an awesome trick. Super freaking illegal. I mean, so illegal, but kind of awesome. And it was also good to see Lisbon partnering with Jane in a way that felt kind of old school Mentalist, right? Because Jane was like, Lisbon, I have a plan. And Lisbon was like, oh, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. What do you want me to do? You gotta love it. You gotta love that interaction, man. When Abbott was confronting Lisbon and saying, you tell me the truth. You're not a liar. You care about your career. Tell me what really happened. And Lisbon stayed on message. Stayed on point. What up? Unfortunately, that's all that kind of worked in this episode. Because, some stuff did not work. You do not give alcohol to a suspect. You just don't. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of procedurals. I mean, a lot of procedurals. And something I picked up is that you do not coerce a confession, and giving alcohol to a suspect is a little bit coercive. I mean, just a little bit, it's that. No judge in his right mind would ever accept a confession coming from someone who's drunk and an alcoholic. That was not a good idea. And you know what else you don't do? You do not arrest someone based on the testimony of someone you had just given alcohol to. You do not. You just don't. That's not a good idea. Also, I gotta say, Ridley as the villain was a big disappointment to me because he was painted as this huge mastermind, just so scary that people were like, oh my God, you're gonna see when Ridley's gonna come, when that guy's gonna come after you. You will be scared. I mean, I wasn't really scared. I don't think anyone was really scared. He just felt like a villain of the week, but, you know, given some sort of villainish quality, he was just a petty crook. He was really pathetic as a villain. Kind of a disappointment. I was expecting better. But you all know, you, the good people who watch The Mentalist, who love The Mentalist, you all know what I'm about to talk about. What didn't really work in this episode for me. Pike proposing Lisbon to marry him. What the f? I mean, I'm sorry I'm cursing, but seriously, because no. I mean, no. Let's just run through this. Let's run through this and see if I'm getting this right. So, you're Pike. girl and you're like, hey, I like you. Let's just hang out. You hang out, you have a good time, you're like, oh, I really like you. You know what? I actually got a job and I'm going to DC and I want you to come with me. Now I know it's difficult, I know it's really hard, but I'm gonna be all patient and stuff and I want you to think about it and get back to me. So you're like, hey, that guy Pike is a reasonable cat. I kind of like him. You know, I wish I was, hating him, but no, I kind of like him. He goes as far as getting her a job in DC as well, so she's not just, hanging around. So, points for you, man. Oh my God, what the hell? He's patient, he's thoughtful, he's like thinking ahead for her. I mean, this guy is like the full deal. Finally, after all this, the girl, i.e. Lisbon, comes back and says, you know what, Pike? I'm gonna come with you. I'm gonna come with you. It's happening. You know what he says? Great, marry me. What was that? How does that make sense? How does that make sense in any way, shape, or form that you have put so much pressure on this person and they've thought about the fact of moving and leaving their friends behind and they've come to this decision that was clearly not easy for them. And what do you do? What do you do? You ask her to marry you. Okay, first of all, mentalistas of the world, please heed the following advice. Do not, under any circumstances, ever do what that character has done. Ever. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, so dumb. So dumb. I know for a fact that whatever happens, Lisbon is not going to DC. Why? Because of that single sentence that made the whole thing just ridiculous from a start. Because now she has an out. All she has to say is like, look, I wanted to come with you to DC, but the whole marriage thing is like way too soon, buddy. So, sorry. And then she's gonna go with Patrick. That's pretty much how it's gonna end. I'm predicting this. I'm just predicting this right now. And I felt it was silly. They really didn't have to go that far. And it kind of just didn't work for me. Overall, it was an okay episode. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. I liked it mostly, but that marriage thing. Whew. Anyways, enough about me. I'm done talking. It's your turn. What did you think of this episode? Comment below and let me know. We only have one more episode of The Mentalist and we're done for the season. And I have a surprise for you. After that episode, I will have another video about The Mentalist where we're going to talk about season 6, how it all wrapped up, because, we don't know. But I want to talk about it in advance anyways. And we're also going to talk about season 7 because we got some new information of what to expect in season 7. But more details to follow later. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new, make sure to subscribe because what? We're gonna keep talking about The Mentalist. I will never stop reviewing this show. I'm a mentalista for life. Anyways, that was an exhausting review. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.